Welcome to the Central Pennsylvania Music Podcast. Tonight, Moon Peak Productions and Shine Delphi. This episode is sponsored by Members First. And now your hosts, Daniel Kime and Alan McCutcheon.
Welcome to the Central Pennsylvania Music Podcast. I'm your host, Daniel. Coming up, we have Moon Peak Productions and Shine Delphi. Sitting here with Danny and Tyler from Moon Peak Production. Guys, thank you so much for coming on the show tonight.
Thanks for having us.
Yep, happy to be here, man.
Of course. We're excited to have you here. So let's dive into Moon Peak Productions and talk about what you guys do. Let's kind of start from the bottom and get to the top. So what is it that you guys do?
Moon Peak, we throw concerts, currently managing and running the Abbey Bar at Appalachian Brewing Company, a venue on Cameron Street in Harrisburg, and Tyler and I book all the shows there. We promote the events, do all the promotion and advertising, the small team, and we've been there since February, so it's been about 6 months. We've had about 30 shows. It's 30 or 40 now, I'm blanking, but
wow.
Yeah. It's been a fun little run so far.
Sure has. We occasionally book shows for artists when they request it or they would like to work with us a little bit, but the Abbey Bar is definitely our main focus at this point.
Gotcha. So you'll book other artists at like other venues sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. So what kind of artists are you guys mostly booking at the Abbey Bar? Is it any kind of music, or do you guys have a wheelhouse you kind of stick to? Or
we've been switching it up.
I've been trying to focus on some bluegrass because it seems like Harrisburg likes bluegrass, folk, obviously, some rock, some jam bands, because that's naturally what, you've probably seen at the Abbey Bar.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, we tried out some like EDM stuff. I've had a variety of like indie bands, but kind of honing it in on like the bluegrass, folk, kind of jam band, funk music type of stuff right now. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, I think that's a good spot for it. The room itself has the perfect kind of vibe for it, I guess you could say.
Totally. Has
that kind of, I don't want to say rustic, but almost want to say rustic look to it. Very fitting for the bluegrass and, folk sound. So you guys have been doing this, since February, but you guys also have been in the music industry for quite some time. I know you had said you've been in the music industry for 10 years, or give or take.
Yeah, I used to do some like independent promoting in Harrisburg and like the surrounding area in my like early 20s and mid 20s, and managed a few bands in the area. Helped like the Yam Yam guys get going in the very beginning of that project.
Okay, yeah.
And I moved away when the pandemic happened, and then got reached out to by some local entrepreneurs that I used to work for to come and help start Moon Peak in 2023, just in the beginning of the year, and so I moved back here to help them do this. But done a variety of things in the music industry over the years, like working at music festivals, doing food vending or artist hospitality in Philly and Hershey for Live Nation.
Wow.
All kinds of different stuff. Yeah,
that's awesome. Now, I guess you'd be a good person to ask me. You've moved away, and you've come back. Central Pennsylvania, we kind of have something special here. I don't know. What do you think? I think we should. That was good. I don't know. I mean, it seems like, you talk to people that, have moved away, or people that have moved here, or, whatever variation, but it seems like Central Pennsylvania has a very big, very close music scene, and it's really neat and almost unique, which is unfortunate. You wish it was everywhere. But what do you guys think that we do differently out there that other people aren't doing?
I think that's a good question. I mean, just coming up, being friends with the Yam Yam guys, watching Rivers, attending shows at the Make Space, I think it was a pretty DIY situation for a little bit there. Steve and Michael Haas throwing little treehouse shows. I just think it's got that grit, which I think people are grinding. I think it's a good area for people to kind of make a name, especially because it's not like an A market necessarily, Mm-hmm. So we definitely have people that can claw their way up to the top and make a name for themselves pretty solidly, if you ask me.
Yeah. Yeah, and I mean, I think that's kind of what we're working at here with the Hall of Fame, is trying to make this an A-list area. Get those bigger names in there to help support the local guys. Get them on that big ticket show. As an opener or something, even just help them get that name out there. And even just supporting each other is everything. That's really what it boils down to.
Totally.
Yeah. So you guys have some big shows coming up. I heard. So what do you guys have coming up on the schedule here for the Abbey Bar?
A real big one that we're pushing is going to be Thanksgiving Eve. We have Tree Sap, which is a side project with 3 members of Cabinet, and they're going to have the Plate Scrapers opening that show. And then right after that, we have Flux Capacitor on November 30th with Uncle Kunkel's 1 Gram Band.
All right.
And then we got 2 shows in December. On the 6th, we have Big Shrimp and Solar Circuit. Then on the 7th, we got a bluegrass banger with Dirty Grass Players and Sickard Hollow, who are actually a band I met in Montana, who are awesome.
Wow.
So it's cool to have them out here.
Man,
Yeah.
that's awesome. So when you took over booking, are these some reoccurring acts from before you guys were booking there, or are these a lot of ones you picked up? Like you said, you met the one in Montana. What's that dynamic been like?
We really just do a lot of digging online, and we have some agents who we've built up relationships with now, so they send us other people they work with. But like Dirty Grass Players, that'll be the first person we're bringing back for a second time. But yeah, it's all over the place how we find people and how we reach out to bands and who has a positive response, or whether if they have a tour that happens to be coming through and we're looking for a show. It's all over the place.
Yeah, we're definitely trying to focus more on regional acts, just to kind of, build a rapport with the Harrisburg community. And, of course, we love throwing locals on.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of one of our things that we've established to be, with every show we need, we want and we need a local opener. So,
Yeah,
definitely hype on that.
it's really cool you guys do that. Now, what are you guys doing with are you guys driven towards trying to book really well-known bands that come through the area? What's your cap with that? I guess I could say.
We love to book well-known bands.
Yeah.
That's the whole goal. Yeah.
But I mean, Jesus, I'm having a terrible time trying to explain this the right way.
I guess, yeah, we always want to have people that have notoriety and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Or have played here before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even still, we're trying to develop bands in the community as well, just to kind of build some name recognition for them, especially the regional bands that are kind of working outside of their direct area in which they came up in, trying to bring bands from New Jersey and Philadelphia, out Pittsburgh way, and
Who was the band from New York? Hilltop.
Yep, Hilltop.
Cool
Love
band
Hilltop.
out of Buffalo.
I think so.
Out of Buffalo, yeah, they who are not super well known around here, but try to put them on a show because they're a really solid band, and then try to bring them back, and more people will come back out to them because they saw them the last time.
Nice.
We got a lot of talent regionally, Serene Green is a band that I like a lot that we're trying to, build them up regionally and locally specifically. So
Yeah. Well, I'm sure every time you have Yam Yam on there too, that's always a big turnout, right?
yeah, people love Yam Yam.
Yeah.
Those are our boys for sure.
Some of our best friends, and we did their album release show just a couple weeks ago, and that was pretty awesome.
Nice. Yeah, I just saw them over the summer at the New Cumberland Iron Bridge Music Festival.
Oh,
Sick.
nice. Yeah, I
we
was
were there as
Oh,
well.
yeah. Okay. Yeah. I was there.
We were filming a dumb little video of
Oh,
that. Yeah,
nice.
glad
It was-
you didn't see us.
Yeah, it was really terrible.
Oh man, it was. I mean, there's always a lot going on at that, but that's quite the festival. It's cool to see that kind of stuff, and
That was a really cool thing.
it was. And whenever I saw Yam Yam was headlining, I was like, that is even cooler now.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, that was awesome. So what is something that as a promoter that most people wouldn't know is a part of your day to day as a promoter?
The grind is real. You got to be out there posting on Facebook, hanging up posters wherever you can, trying to get the word out.
Send 100 emails hoping that you get 5 responses is
Yeah.
the realistic nature of our job, I think.
A lot of research, a lot of market research, a lot of taking cues from people that have come before us, so
Yeah.
trying to essentially get our name out there, get the band's names out there, and kind of bring people in is what we're mostly focused on promoting the show,
Yeah. Well, yeah, and I guess as a promoter too, you guys have to kind of build a name for yourselves, just as the bands do, so that way people want to work with you.
Exactly.
Yeah, because especially, you want to be a promoter with a good name. Nobody wants to have a bad name, but just getting the name out there is half the battle.
Yeah, we really try to make ourselves stand out when we for instance, in a lot of ways, but when we bring the bands in, we really try to take care of them really well, give them personalized attention, make sure the green room spaces are clean and have waters or whatever their rider has on it. Actually try to get that stuff for them and take care of them, and not we help them carry their equipment and stuff like that, which is kind of amazing. Most bands are shocked.
Yeah.
When we're yeah, we'll carry your guitar in, it's fine. Just trying to kind of go the extra mile wherever we can.
That's really cool.
And then we do some other things, we do sustainability practices. We got ABC to go 50-50 in on some compostable plastic cups. So we use all compostable plastics in the venue now, which is just the first step towards being a little more environmentally conscious with our events all the time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we donate a percentage of every ticket we sell to different charities. And just try to find ways to give back and actually do a little bit to benefit the community that is helping us be a promoter in it.
That's really cool. It's just kind of one of those things I just thought about when you were saying about the compostable cups and stuff like that, because the amount of trash and stuff that comes from these shows. Everyone's been to a show where the entire floor you can't even see it because it's covered in plastic cups. That's cool that you guys do that kind of stuff.
Definitely. We're lucky to work with Appalachian Brewing Company, which has kind of definitely supported our green initiative, so to speak.
Yeah.
So we're pleased to be partnered with them.
Yeah, they have great beer too.
Yep.
Yeah,
Our
shout
guy,
out to Bruce.
Bruce Tanner. That's
Yeah.
our guy.
He
yeah.
works with us as well and
Okay.
helps us run our shows and stuff, and he's the head brewer there.
Okay, gotcha. Definitely go for the Argyle.
Shout out Bruce.
I definitely go for the Argyle sweater every time I'm there. That's a classic right there. And so, what would you say is your favorite part about being a promoter, or one of your favorite experiences over the years?
I liked having being able to kind of meet the bands. I don't know. I like meeting people who are on the road doing the grind of driving in their van for 8 hours a day just to play a gig, and doing that all around the country. Like hearing their stories of being on the road, and just help being a positive thing, a positive day for them when they're eating gas station food and shit, and we're yeah, dude, we're gonna get you a nice meal, and we bought you some apple chips and not just the cheapest potato chip. Just little things to make their life a little better.
Yeah.
It's a fun little stop in someone's interesting adventure of a life that we're just here running our little venue, having a good time.
You're a part of a side quest.
We are a little side quest.
Yep.
What about you?
I definitely, this is going to sound a little bit sad, but I kind of like the fact that being a promoter, is a thing that makes me talk to people, makes me engage with the community, and makes me kind of get out there and mix it up. I'm kind of a reserved person normally. So when I have any kind of excuse to talk to people, it's kind of, I'll eat that up. So.
Yeah, that's really cool, man.
Yeah.
That's awesome. It sounds like you guys are very passionate about giving back to the community too, that's what we're all about, man. That's what we do. That's our big thing. So
We love what you guys do, man. We came out to the CPMAs. It was my first time going this year.
Same.
At the Hershey Theater. It was a blast.
Yeah?
And yeah, we're always referencing your guys' lists and stuff to see who is doing what and who's doing good things. I genuinely look at your guys' website all the time.
All the time, yeah. Local openers.
All right, that's awesome. That makes us feel good.
Seriously, yeah.
It's a great resource for us.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yep.
Well, we're happy to work with you guys. That's what the whole thing is about. It's I was just saying, we're a community. We got to help build each other up, so that way, we can all get to the main goal of where we want to be and be successful and happy and prosper. And I could talk about it for hours, but
Definitely. Something that Danny always says is rising tides raise all ships, and we kind of lean into that a lot, supporting Club XL and HMAC and all the venues around our area, just to kind of facilitate, an atmosphere of,
camaraderie.
Yeah.
We're all on the same team. We're not really competing against each other. We're all trying to benefit the greater music scene of the area. So if one of us does better, generally all of us do better. So
that's that's actually a really good point. That's something that we haven't actually talked about on the show before. But one thing we do talk about a lot is how our music industry, band wise, isn't super cutthroat. A lot of the bands around here like to help promote each other and build each other up and as a team, and like I said, with the camaraderie. We never actually talked about the venues relationships with each other. I'm glad you brought that up. That is really neat, because you're right, all the venue owners around here all know each other, they all get along, we all support each other, and that's super cool, because you go pretty much anywhere else and it's all headbutting competition between the venues. So it's really neat to have that, because like you said, one's oh my god, I can't speak tonight. One succeeds, we all succeed,
Yep.
So
I mean, we started out throwing shows at HMAC. Shout out to Chris Werner.
Yeah.
Danny and I go to Club XL shows all the time. Happy to buy tickets and, get in there and see some pretty solid acts that they bring through. So shouts out to them too.
yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, every single venue, it always gets great acts, and that's cool because you have that kind of mixing pot as well between all the different venues. Some have their wheelhouses, and others just will play anything, so you can find any kind of music you want in Harrisburg.
Definitely.
Totally.
Yeah, almost like we're turning it into like a little Nashville. I think that's the goal.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, shout out to JB Love Drives too. We love those guys as well.
Yeah, we love them too. We've filmed episodes at actually both JB's and HMAC. So I guess that means we got to get over to your place sometime and film an episode with the band.
We'd love to have you. We
Yes,
had Glenn Hamilton came and filmed a commercial for the river at the Abbey Bar a couple months ago.
Okay.
Love to have people using the space for whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know what made me think of this, but we were giving shout outs, and I was thinking about all the different venues, and we work with Assorted Studios, Jesse and Justin and their whole team, and they do all the stuff at Excel, and they've been like a very, very helpful group to be in partnership with. They do they're our production managers, and they installed our sound system, and they've just been like a top tier supporter. Shout out to those guys. They're
Top
awesome.
notch dudes. Definitely.
They really make our lives a lot easier. So.
For sure.
That's awesome, man. It's so great that we have all that stuff locally here, at
It's
our
awesome.
Yeah.
We are
right
lucky.
down the road. Yeah.
Yep. Build a good relationship with them, just make the dream work together.
100%.
Well, cool. Then, guys, thank you so much for coming on the show tonight. Really appreciate it. Is there anything I'm missing maybe you guys wanted to talk about or anything? Or
Follow us on Instagram, Moonpeak Productions.
there we go.
And on Facebook.
Like us on Facebook. Yeah.
And we'll have all that information in the description below for everyone, so make sure you check that stuff out. And stay up to date with the shows going on at the Abbey Bar.
Thanks for having us.
Of course. Great conversation with Danny and Tyler from Moonpeak Productions. Super awesome to hear what they're all about. Coming up next, we have Shine Delphi. Sitting here with Shine Delphi. Thank you so much for coming on the show, man.
Good to be here.
Of course. So you are a CPMA nominee. You've been playing music for about 10 years now, as Shine Delphi.
Yeah, I was going to say, I've been playing as Shine Delphi for a long time, but I'd say in this area 10 years, so something like that, probably.
Okay. Yeah, you've been around the block.
Yeah, a big block.
And you've built quite the name for yourself, man. You're well known in the area. You said you described your music as kind of like a jazz, folk, bluegrass, or I'm sorry, blues, swing.
Siri, shut up.
Trying to get her feature.
Yeah, seriously, calm down. You'll get your chance. Music is like blues, jazz, folk, whatever. I try to read the room. If they're really into a country vibe, then I try to countrify all my songs. If they're into something completely different, I try to fill that void. So I don't know. I feel like on a certain night you'll catch my song and be like, I've never heard you play that before. And I'll be like, that's because I never played it like that.
That's awesome.
So that's fun to do.
Man, that is really cool. How long you been doing stuff like that, mixing it up? Just is that an old trick you learned back in Nom, or is this something that new you're integrating?
I've never seen the movie Blues Brothers, but my buddy swears that I got the idea from Blues Brothers. So I don't know. But yeah, I've been playing music for 25 years playing guitar, and so I get really bored, and when you get bored you discover all these new ways to do things because you're like, I don't want to do it that way again.
Reminds me when I worked in a call center, I'd get bored and start doing accents.
Yeah, dude, exactly. And then you lose it halfway through and you're like, damn it.
Yeah, exactly. It's just one minute you're doing a British accent, you start speaking your regular voice, you're weren't you British 3 seconds ago?
That's what happens when I try to I tried to make a sort of Brazilian jazz version of one of my songs, And like halfway through it, I realized my rhythm was totally changing because it's really hard to hold a rhythm down like that. I was like, oh, this is so hard. Such a struggle. And I was like, no one cares. So I just decided to go with the new rhythm and chuck it out, and no one seemed to notice.
Hey, man. It's cool you experiment, and it seems like it works for you,
Hey,
man.
for sure.
I mean, 25 years of experience.
Yeah, for sure. I love the I was just playing at a bar the other night, or not a bar, it was a restaurant, and I was telling the server, they were saying how nice it was to have me play there, and I said, every time that you all are taking orders, I stop like singing. And they were like, oh, so like I can actually, I was like, yeah, if I see you talking to a customer and you're trying to get their order, I was like, I stop singing, I bring the music down, and then I get back into it as soon as you're done. And they were like, oh, that makes it, they're like, it made it so much more pleasant. I was like, probably because you're not trying to yell over somebody the whole night, you know, like.
That's crazy.
So I don't think a lot of people think about the environment really. So I like to use the environment as a band member.
Yeah.
my production assistant is the environment I'm in. So
Hey, there you go. And I mean, hey, I'm sure it gets you, coming back to places too.
For sure.
Helps you get rebooked.
Definitely.
What kind of places are you playing around?
I play everything. I play restaurants, I play bars, I play clubs, I play bat mitzvahs, I play your backyard. I've played for a couple just having dinner on their anniversary. I write songs for people. I'm actually part of a company called Songfinch, and so I write custom songs through them. And it's interesting, but they really want to pigeonhole me. They only want me to do country songs, so it's always got to be like this country thing, and so it kind of feels like, I don't really consider myself truly country at all.
Yeah. Hey.
I'm not truly folk. I'm not truly anything. I listen to a little bit of everything, and I steal a little bit from everyone. So
Hey, man. Call it abstract artistry, It's,
yeah, for sure.
It's really cool that you do that,
Heck yeah.
I understand, not wanting to get pigeonholed, though, but, hey, it's cool you stay true to yourself with that, man,
That's the only thing I'm good at is being myself.
Well, dude, we love that. It's authentic, man, And actually, speaking of being yourself, so you're a Pennsylvania native, and we were talking about this off air because I'm a diehard Eagles fan.
Go
you
Birds.
are as well. Go Birds. Hell, yep. So you have a song called Fly, Eagles, Fly. That was the first thing that popped up whenever I looked you up. And I thought that was the coolest thing.
Yeah, so I wrote that song. It was right when they were making their Super Bowl run, and Nick Foles had been taken over, and they had won the NFC Championship game, and I was like, they're going to the Super Bowl, and I started writing this song in my friend's mom's house. So I was staying with her mom while she was out of town. Irita, I love you. Thank you for putting me up. Thanks for being one of my California moms. I have many moms from traveling. They all put me up in their houses and feed me well, if you can't tell. But yeah, I was staying in their house, and they had like a little room, and I set up a tiny little studio of just like one mic and, my computer. And I started playing this song, and it was just a joke and just something I was going to send to my brother or something like that, or, a couple family and stuff like that. I made a little video of Tom Brady getting sacked by the Eagles a bunch and put that as the video. But then I was like, I like this song. So I was like, I'm putting that on the CD too.
Dude, that's an awesome story.
Got to make the album, And then they won this Super Bowl, So
Honestly,
I like to say I helped.
That's
But I wasn't like Kevin Hart trying to get down there and hold the trophy, Yeah.
No, absolutely not. But no, I mean, I was literally just gonna say, I think you actually helped us. So, just saying, January comes around this year, maybe
I'll write another song.
Yeah,
for
write
sure.
another song. You need help, man. I'll help ghostwrite it or whatever.
One of my favorite things to do at gigs is to sneak in the Eagles fly, anthem or whatever. Like I will put it in like a guitar solo, or just play it instrumentally in between a song, or if it's in the same key, I'll kind of like run it in there.
You talking about the original Fly Eagles?
Yeah,
Fly? Okay.
Yep. And I love like that no one ever knows. I see people with like Eagles gear on, and I'm like, sick, I'm gonna play this song, and I'm staring at them the whole time like, do you get it? And they're like, I have no idea what you're doing.
They're probably sitting there like, man, this sounds familiar.
This sounds familiar. Why do I want to go EAGLES Eagles? I'm like, because I just made you. I'm like, no, I'm just joking. But yeah, no, it's fun. I love sneaking in little quotes. I call them, or I guess they call them musical quotes. Just like anything from something else, like throw in like a little Spice Girls riff or something, or one of my favorites is like the Flintstones. I love to throw in the Flintstones theme, especially over songs where it shouldn't be. And I just like to see if anyone ever notices. Like my favorite is when someone notices. A lot of times people don't get it. They're just like, hey, this guy's playing a solo, cool.
But then
I'm like, that was the Flintstones.
And will people come up to you after the show and be like, was that the Flintstones?
A lot of people come up to me. Well, I throw in a lot of Zelda stuff, a Zelda hat, and a lot of people will be like, did you play Zelda? And I'm like, hell yeah, dude. Every night I throw in some sort of Zelda reference, and I'm always like, is there anyone in the audience that's as nerdy as I am? All right, cool, I like you.
How do you mix it up between like Ocarina of Time and like Majora's Mask? Is it just like every other
I'm
show?
just a strictly Ocarina of Time guy. Like, I mean, I love all Zeldas, but the music's all... Ocarina of Time came out when I was really young, and it was like the first video game that I played where I really heard the music, and I was like... And then I started focusing a lot on the music in video games and being like... I think at a young age, I was really inspired by how good the music was in video games, and then I started noticing in movies and stuff, because I guess I was raised metal, and so that kind of brought in a lot of other genres, and my grandparents played a lot of weird stuff around me too. That's kind of why I got like New Orleans swing jazz and stuff from. So
that's cool though.
But I think all music is good. You just have to find the right artist. Yeah. And so that's my favorite thing to do, is to be like, you know, to find the best artists in that genre and then try to steal something from them.
Hey man, it's just, you know, you're learning from them, you know.
I'm borrowing. I can't do it like them.
And you brought up a good point, like learning from video games, dude. We were blessed growing up to have like the best music in video games.
Definitely.
I remember, like, I learned about Atreyu. You said you were a metal fan.
Dude, I grew up. Need for Speed. I grew up in California actually, and Atreyu was one of the bands that was like pretty local to near where I was from.
Oh my god, I forgot they're from California. Yeah. No, yeah, I was playing like I think like Need for Speed or something. Like right side of the bed comes. I'm like, what is this? You know?
Dude, for sure. They had the rockin' soundtrack. Tony Hawk had a great soundtrack.
Oh my god, all the Tony Hawk games had the best soundtracks, man.
For sure. Yeah. Bring back Tony Hawk.
Oh man, we should get him on here somehow. I know he's not from Pennsylvania, but we'll figure it out one way or another.
Tony, let's talk.
Like, I got people. We'll make this happen. All right.
We'll put my song in your video game, and you'll teach me how to ollie.
So you're a well-traveled man. I mean, you lived in California. You said you've played music in like Asheville, North Carolina, and New Orleans. I lived in New Orleans for a long time, and there's a weird connection between Asheville, North Carolina, and New Orleans, and I can't explain it other than I just know a lot of musicians who have floated back and forth between those two places. Okay. And Asheville to me was always kind of like the New Orleans of North Carolina or something. Well, they were both like kind of like, you know, funky, artsy, fun towns. Yeah, you know, for sure. And I love Asheville. I was actually on the cover of I think it was like 2016 Asheville Tourist Guide. And so there's like a picture of me busking on the street, which was totally faked for the cover. Even though I played on the street all the time. That's how the people found us. And me and my friends, they were like, hey, we'll pay you if we can, you know. And they made us wear like clothes from stores that were local. And then they didn't let us keep it. I was bummed. Oh, what? Because I was like, damn, I look good. I would have been like... But I looked at the price tag and I was like, nah, you can have it back. I can't afford that. I would have been like, delete the pictures. I'm not doing this. But yeah, obviously Asheville is on my mind a lot lately, and just that whole area. I have a ton of friends down there, and I'm really hoping. I know that they're well as far as they're alive and stuff, but I know a lot of them lost a lot. And so if you have money, please donate. The guitar company I play for, Beard Guitars, they're donating $1,000 from every guitar that they sell to hurricane relief. So get a new guitar and donate $1,000 to your charity of choice by buying one of their guitars. And I just think that I hope that we can rebuild soon, and I hope that all the people who lost everything get more back. So yeah, that's awesome, man. That's really cool. Where's your guitars based out of? They're based out of Hagerstown, Maryland. Okay. Are you endorsed by them? Yeah, I have an endorsement with them, and I do some events for them from time to time. And they just
I play a resonator guitar, and so resonators are kind of like not as popular as most other guitars. They're becoming more popular, I see, but but they're definitely like they're a specialized guitar. And so I had a different resonator guitar years ago, and it would always break. I would always break it, and it was always out of tune, and I loved that guitar, but it was just like always had problems. And so I'd take it to them because I found them through the interwebs. And I was like, I met Paul Beard. He owns the company, and he's just like the most knowledgeable guitar person I've ever met. He's so great at it. And then after I brought my guitar in like several times, he's like, hey, if you do a couple of events for me, like maybe I could get you a guitar or something that won't break on you. And I was like, that'd be sweet.
Heck yeah.
And so, I've been playing that guitar ever since, and I love that guitar so much. So
that's awesome.
Very thankful. Thank you, Paul.
Yeah, big shout out to them, man. They seem like they're
Thanks, Beard.
very community driven. I mean, donating $1,000 per.
That's a good.
sold.
I was surprised. I was like, that's a nice chunk for sure.
Yeah,
And the funniest thing is they make these guitars, but because they're resonators, they have metal parts to them, and they sell slides and stuff. And so my dad's a machinist, and I was eating breakfast with Paul one day, and he was telling me that his machinist was going to quit and that he needed someone. So I got my dad a job working for them too.
What?
So my dad was like, hey, thanks. For once, you gave me something back.
Dude, that's awesome, though.
So family works there, I don't know. It's just a good, and they're a small crew, and they're great people. They're seriously some of the best people I've ever known, and they're literally, I'll be in tears hanging out with them because they're just funny, good people. So
that's the
love
best
them.
full circle story I've heard in a long time.
Heck
man.
yeah, awesome.
Dude, that's awesome.
That's what I like.
Yeah. So you're working on some new music. You got some new shows and stuff coming up.
Yeah, I've got shows. Literally, I play about 3 to 6 times a week. Wow. So I have we're recording this at a different time, but I have 3 gigs on Saturday. Not this Saturday, but I don't know if that makes any sense. But anyway,
who knows? Maybe you will.
Yeah, who knows? Yeah. I do a lot of if I can do 3 gigs on a Saturday and 3 gigs on a Sunday and 2 gigs on a Monday, I'll do it. But yeah, I play all around this central PA area right now. Play the Inglewood every now and then. I've got a gig kind of up there and all the way in March. But yeah, play at all those places. But also I play at restaurants and bars. And if you look up Shine Delphi, I'll probably be playing somewhere near you soon. All right. But also I do have I have a new album in the works. And I'm doing an album that's more focused on how you would see me live. Okay. Because I've realized that all the stuff I've released always has a band, and I usually play solo. And I think I've sort of gotten really good at playing solo, so I kind of want to put that on an album where it's I want people to hear the song on the radio or on the CD the same way that they hear it live. I want them to come and have that experience, and so I'm excited to put this stuff together and just kind of showcase all the things that I do well.
No, that's really cool.
So
man, that's awesome.
It'll be fun for sure, but I don't know when it's coming out. I don't know. Hopefully next year. We'll see.
Hey, it gives you more time to experiment with it. It sounds like you've been doing a lot of that, and that's
for sure. Definitely. I love experimenting and trying out new stuff. We'll see.
I think that's what makes bands super cool. Some of my favorite bands, none of their albums sound the same, and I've thought that's super cool.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite artists is Beck, and Beck always did lots of different. He started out like a folky acoustic guy, and then always grew and eventually kind of came back to it. And I don't know, he's just always done really cool stuff, and it's always hit me. I don't know, you find those artists that hit you, and it's I don't know, but there's actually a lot of local artists that hit me like that too, like Rivers and Yam Yam, and there's just this place is kind of crazy in that way, because I have traveled a lot and I haven't always seen such a local scene, you know?
Like this one.
Yeah, for sure. This is definitely unique. So thankful. Thank you for booking me. Keep booking me and book everyone else too. All right, but I don't know. I just keep looking at it like I'm campaigning. This is my camera, right?
Yeah.
All right. That's us. That's you. That's me. All right.
Vote Shine Delphi 2024.
2024, folks. I will get musicians paid. I don't know what else I'll do, but that's for sure.
Hey, it's a start. Oh, man. Well, dude, thank you so much for coming on the show, man. Is there anything else I may be missing or didn't cover that you wanted to shout out, or anyone you work with that you want to shout out, or anything like that?
I don't know. I'm not really good at shout outs, but I'd just say that I love all of you for joining this show today, and thank you all, and I hope you all have the loveliest days and the loveliest lives, and come to a show sometime, and I will make you laugh.
Perfect. Thank you so much for coming on the show, man.
Sure.
That
Thanks
was
for having me.
Yeah, of course, man. That was like the coolest ending I've ever seen, man.
All right, folks. My name is Shine Delphi, and I'm here to play you a song I wrote called Long Life. It goes like this. It's been a long time, it's been a long year, it's been a long life, it's been a long life, no it ain't been a short one, mama, it's been a long life, it's been a long one, oh, but I don't really mind, 'cause when I put my mind to thinking, well, I find the answers every time, when there's some think I'm dirty, some think I'm clean, but I think I cover a big vast space somewhere in between, because of everything that ever wanted to be. Oh, mama, if you listen closely, well, you just might find that you're free. Free yourself, yes, now I've been many things. Oh, mama, that's just life, it changes, but that's part I think that's sweet. Now, if you don't believe me, and you always feel your past, when you'll just stop living, I'll bury it beneath the grass, and if that's what you want, go right on ahead. Oh, mama, I ain't through with living, no, you ain't gonna find me.
Had a great time sitting down, getting to know Shine Delphi. That live performance was out of this world. Everyone, that does it for this week. Thank you so much for tuning in, and we'll see you next time.